History teaches us that democracies don't disappear overnight. They disappear slowly, subtly, silently. A book ban, a court decision.
Oh, my gosh.
A don't say gay law. Before World War II, I'm told, Berlin was the center of LGBTQ culture in Europe. One group of people loses their rights, and then another.
Gotta be kidding me.
And then another.
They've got more rights than we do. What are you talking about?
One morning you wake up.
And you no longer live in a democracy.
So much there for Pat
So
to
much
chew on.
there.
Okay, so keep that fresh in your mind,
man.
how you're feeling right now. You might even want to scribble down on a scale of 0 to 10 how angry you are, so you can compare it to how you feel after this news clip from Boston, Massachusetts. Okay?
Okay.
We call on the white church in Boston to join us in supporting a black reparations movement.
Standing in solidarity, clergy leaders from across the city of Boston gathered for an interfaith, multiracial meeting at the Resurrection Lutheran Church in Roxbury, Nubian Square. They're here to ask the religious community to atone for black Boston suffering and support black reparations.
And we are coming, as Dr. King said, to get our check.
Organizers from the Boston People's Reparation Commission say they're also following up on their demand on the city of Boston for a $15 billion initial payout to begin the process towards repair and reconciliation to the city's black community.
$5 billion as initial payment around cash payouts. $5 billion around strengthening our financial institutions, creating a new black bank.
Sure. Okay.
$5 billion in terms of addressing issues of the education achievement gap between blacks and whites.
In 2022, the Boston City Council and Mayor Michelle Wu offered an official apology for the city's involvement in the transatlantic slave trade. She also launched 2 task force research teams to study Boston's role in slavery and its long impact on descendants.
They're at a northern
so we still
state.
Suffer from the trauma of those instances, and even today,
that guy's not suffering.
Dealing with racism.
On Saturday, this group called on the white church in Boston to support the black community for its association in slavery.
Just pause it for a second. Is there a white church in Boston?
That's a great point.
What are you talking about?
What is that?
What white church? You've got black churches, obviously. But what white church?
Just churches. They're churches.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Are there whites-only churches that I don't know about that are discriminating against minorities in Boston? Jeez. All right, let's see the rest of this.
Yeah, that's good, right?
Gosh.
For its association in slavery.
Today we call upon this city, its financiers, and its white churches to stop the shirking, stop the lying, tell the truth, and pay what is owed.
Organizers say the next step is to engage in conversation with white church leadership.
You're on board with that. Where's this white pastor ponying up his check? Why don't you write the first $5 billion check from your account?
Can you imagine writing a check for tithe to your church, and then your church be like, yep, thank you. We'll be taking this over for reparations down payment.
Right. We're not the people who did this, and we're giving it to the people who didn't have it done to them. But thanks for the donation.
By the way, slavery was allowed in Massachusetts until it was abolished in 1783, also known as the year the Revolutionary War ended. So it seems like it was Britain's Massachusetts that did this to blacks.
Right. You have every opportunity to take your grievance right to London and deliver that paper to, I don't know, Buckingham Palace.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Pat.
I think that Joe Biden pissed me off.
Jill calling us
Because, I mean,
Nazis?
that is just so preposterous. The reparation from the white church, which doesn't exist.
Okay.
That is so preposterous. Jill Biden knows better.
But she's a
just
doctor.
Standing there lying through her teeth about certain things.
She's a doctor, though.
Yes, she is a doctor. Let's listen to Dr. Jill again, because this is
he's got some words.
Infuriating. There's a lot
Pat's got some
going
words
on here.
History teaches us that democracies don't disappear overnight.
Pause it. No, history teaches us that democracies don't last. That's why we didn't create one in this country. Their shelf life is at most 200 years. At most. And they don't last. That's why we're not a democracy, dummy. Let's hear the rest of this. Ugh.
They disappear slowly, subtly, silently.
Get this.
A book ban.
A book ban.
A court decision.
Pause it. What book ban has there been? Name one. Name one ban on one book, because there aren't any. We're trying to keep them out of the hands of, little school children. That's not banning them.
I tell you, not to get too deep into the weeds here, but if there is such a thing as a banning of books, it's this administration working with outfits like Amazon to hide books that went against the COVID narrative and the vaccine narrative. You want to talk about book bans, woman?
That's for sure.
Oh.
That's exactly right. Ugh. And a court decision. Okay, so in certain states, they've made it harder to murder babies, and that's ruining democracy. Jeez.
Yep.
Oh, all right. There's more.
Before World War II, I'm told, Berlin was the center of LGBTQ culture in Europe.
Pause it. How much LGBTQ culture was there in 1938? Come on. People hid themselves from that sort of... They didn't announce it. They didn't demonstrate it. They weren't parading around in front of people announcing that because it wasn't even safe then. Come on. And they had a culture. They had a culture of LGBTQ-ness in Berlin. Get out of here. And there's more.
One group of people loses their rights. And then another, and then another. Until one morning you wake up and you no longer live in a democracy.
Because we're not a...
Yeah, we're not. I woke up to that reality a long time ago. The day I was born, I woke up to the fact that we're not a democracy. Maybe you should wake up one day and realize we're a freaking republic.